Well, we're back right here on Hala Kuwait, and we have with us right now Mr. Ramadan Ramadan. He's a motivational speaker and influencer. Ramadan, welcome to our program, Hala Kuwait.
Thank you, Tariq. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have
always
you.
an honor to be in here.
Pleasure
always
to have
a
you.
pleasure. Thank you so
thank
much.
you for coming this evening. And first off, Ramadan, tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivates you to do the work that you're doing, please.
The fear of being average, the fear of being like everyone else, the fear of leaving this world as it is, not leaving an impact, not having to influence anyone, not helping others, not serving, not changing this world to a better place is what motivates me to do what I do. I always follow my aim in life, which is raising awareness and maturity to the maximum amount of people for them to live their highest potentials and become better versions of themselves. This is what motivates me in life.
Good to hear that. And before we came on air, we were talking a little bit in the green room there, a little bit about the things you've done and a little bit about your career. Tell our audience a little bit about the progression that you've made through your life.
I started in retail, basically. Linking my passion, which is serving and helping others, made me seek jobs that has contact with people, serving people, fulfilling their needs, wants and desires. I'm not someone who sits behind a computer. I'm not someone who sits behind
You're a people's person.
I am a people's person. So this made me seek opportunities to serve more. It's a passion which I linked in having it as a job. Recently I created my own platform for teachings. And
when did you know you wanted this job?
That's a great question. Coming to serve people made me realize that much is needed. And to be honest, I can't give you a date. I can give you a feeling. When I felt that this is needed, when I felt that I'm enjoying it, when I felt that people are enjoying it, I started to think of it as a career, not just a passion. So money is good, work career is fine, but if you're not passionate about it, you will lose the thriving of helping people. And this is how I linked my passion with career to create a job that I love doing.
Good to hear that. I think the audience watching too can feel your passion, enthusiasm
I can feel theirs too with this atmosphere in here.
Great to hear that.
Thank you.
Tell us, how did your earlier career choices lead you to where you are now?
Having training people with certain numbers, limited numbers, gave me a push, gave me a motive to expand the numbers and to multiply. Dr. John Maxwell always says that leadership is about multiplying and adding more leaders. And staying in one place, that wouldn't been impossible to create more leaders. So I had to seek more opportunities to expand, have more people coming in and serving them, helping them, developing them, leading them, guiding them, mentoring them, and influencing them to become better versions of themselves. In a career path, it was limited, but once you're free to do it outside, you have more options, you have more people to help, and you have more people to seek and explore.
Good to hear that, but I know in some of these things too, there's some career mistakes that we all make in life, some ups and downs. What is one of the things that you feel has given you the best lesson and motivated you to even do and get better?
I was, during my career path in the beginnings, I was goal-oriented manager, and I prioritized profits, figures and numbers on people and humans and potential. I don't regret that because I didn't know any better at that time, but once I started exploring, realizing, learning, developing myself, I came to know that this is not the path that we should be seeking. Dr. Bob Chapman always says that he doesn't count head counts, he counts heart counts at work. And this is where it started to be that people are more important than numbers and figures, because they are the ones gaining you the profits. They are the ones serving your business. It's a mistake that I admit, but I'm happy I did that mistake, because without that mistake, I wouldn't have been able to realize the importance of people and their potential.
Tell us now a little bit, how has the business industry changed in the past years? I mean, Corona has been with us almost a little over now 2 years, and it looks like it's still going to be with us for a while. I mean, tell us a little bit, how do you predict things going forward? Give us a little idea about your work, how things are moving and so forth.
If you look back at the history, we had industrialized revolutions, we had the cold revolution, we had the internet revolution, now we're having artificial intelligence revolution. I cannot predict what's going to happen, but I'm certain based on history that things are going to change. Things are going to evolve with technology happening, with NFTs, with Bitcoins, with cryptocurrencies. No one has ever predicted that one day we would be living with this era. But some people had the potential to explore, seek, develop, and figure out what might happen. So I think within the coming few decades, whatever technology we're using now, we'll be laughing at how simple it is because we will have something much bigger in the future. I can't predict what exactly will happen, but I'm certain things will change in the future.
What's the biggest challenge facing the business industry at this moment?
I think many companies are not thinking in terms of sustainability. When I talk sustainability, I talk about people, planet, and profit. It's not just the climate and the green lands and these things. Many people are short-term oriented instead of long-term, and I prefer to use the word infinite mindset because long-term can be 5 to 10 years. Infinite mindset will help you to proceed and keep going as long as the world exists. Like some people have 5 years goal. Once you achieve that goal within 5 years, what's up next? If you're not planning for long terms and infinite mindset goals, you will lose in business. And we've seen many businesses shutting down, and we have seen businesses that has existed since 30, 40, 50 years, and they're still growing up.
So what's the most critical, let's say, changes that we must make to face the future effectively, in your opinion?
If you're not evolving, if you're not developing yourself, if you're not gaining new skills, if you're not learning more, if you're not exploring yourself, I think you will lose. If you look back 10 years ago, camera guys and the helicopter driver, they used to ride the helicopter to film things from out. Nowadays, both jobs doesn't exist because drones has replaced these jobs. Still a human being is using the drone. But if this human being haven't learned how to use it, he wouldn't have this opportunity to use it. So if you're not evolving, learning, gaining new skills, exploring yourself, opening yourself up, I think you'll be outlasted by what's happening in the world.
And what about Corona? I asked you a little bit earlier, and you kind of skipped by that. What's your opinion on that? It's been a little bit difficult with that, isn't it?
It is difficult. I don't believe that any person on this earth had predicted what's going to happen.
Right.
And I don't believe that whoever says it was simple, I was able to adapt with it.
No, it's
it wasn't
difficult
for
for
me,
everyone.
it wasn't true. It
for
was
everyone.
difficult for every firm. If you look at even worldwide influencers, name them, they all had suffered from this pandemic. But I'm glad that things are going back slowly to normal. I'm glad that people are started to realize the importance of learning more. Mental health for me is more important than business and profits. Psychology is more important than gains and revenues. Taking care of human beings is more important than the whole business world for me.
Good to hear that. So who is making the greatest advancement in the business industry, and what are they doing in your opinion, please, Mr. Ramadan?
Any company that thinks in terms of sustainability is a company that pays respect to the world. I always give example of Barry Miller, a company that has a revenue of $2 billion per year. They always think of, if it's not going to serve others, if it's not helpful for people, planet, or profits, any decision we will make, even if it gains revenue and profits, we eliminate that decision. So I think this is where we should learn as businesses, local businesses, certain businesses, they must understand the importance of longevity. It's not just revenues, daily and monthly targets. It's what are you advancing in your career. For some people, advancement is profit. For some people, it's development. For other people, it's market expansion, market share. You name it, you live with it, you achieve it, then you'll be successful.
Good to hear that. So what do you think the best outcome for small businesses would be?
Like I said, whatever goals you have for yourself, if you're achieving them, then that's a great outcome. Small businesses, I always encourage them that every big business you see nowadays started small one day. It takes time, effort, energy, and patience for you to build that great business. So I always also give an example of the bamboo tree. A bamboo tree takes 5 years to be filterized, watered, and you will see no growth in it. Within 5 weeks, it grows 60 feet tall. The question is, does it take 5 years or 5 weeks? It takes both. whatever you're doing now is an investment in your business. So you start small, you think big, you act now, and you will achieve what you want to achieve one day.
So how are motivational speakers making a difference in this world
I hope
during
that they
this
are.
pandemic period?
I hope
and
that
things?
we are.
It's been a difficult time. I mean,
it is, it was, it is, it will still be, and we've seen a huge increase in suicide rates, violence, killings, robberies,
many psychological problems,
and all these things. And I think it's our responsibility as leaders, influencers, people who has content and a message to send, to never stop sending, because you never know who's in need of these messages. You never know who wants to hear these messages. You never know who is willing to learn, listen, and be encouraged by your words. So it's not just, it's like a doctor who has the skills but not saving lives. It's a waste skill. You have to use, you have to share, you have to contribute in this world, because we are a part of it. It's not my world, but I'm living in it. So my responsibility is to increase awareness and maturity to people around.
So what has helped you, let's say now, get to where you're at? And what advice would you have now for others who are maybe watching right now who want to go into a similar direction? They may be stuck somewhere and they have dreams, but they don't know how to achieve this. And they want to take that step. Tell us, how did you do, and give us some...
Three steps I always follow in life. Number one is you have to be exposed to new role models and new experiences. We live in echo chambers. We're surrounded by the same thinking, with the same deadly routine. So you expose yourself to new role models, and once you find that role model or mentor, you shadow them, network with them, observe them, spend time with them, learn from them. That's how, because we hear in business every time, if you want to be a billionaire, spend time with billionaires. If you have a millionaire, spend time with millionaires, and so on. So if you want to be successful in your firm, find a role model in your field that you see as a successful person, and then shadow them. The last question is yes or no. Does it work for you? Because not everyone who wants to be a leader will like the path that I went through. And that's cool with me. You don't have to like it.
And some of the people that you might want to shadow really don't want you to shadow them.
Exactly, because many people, they only want results. But do you want to live a lifestyle of a billionaire, waking up early morning, hustling, grinding, not taking vacations, and making hard decisions in your life? For some people, that doesn't work. So if you're that person, start it, explore yourself, be open up. If I wasn't open up in my life, I wouldn't have had this experience, because I would have been limited to just what I know. Exposing myself to mentors, to great people, asking questions, seeking change is what helped me to find more opportunities. Because the more doors you knock on, the more doors will open for you.
That's a very good thing to say right there. So tell us a little bit about some of the experiences. Do you remember a specific experience where you wish that you had done something differently? And then if you were to do it over, what would you change? Or do you think that let things go and how they went is fine?
To be honest, I don't regret anything I've done in my life, because mistakes that I have done have gained me experience. I've learned from them. If I would go back in time, I would do the same mistake on a bigger scale to learn more from it. So any mistakes are steps for success.
Sure.
They're only learning. You don't do mistakes. A mistake that you don't learn from is a mistake. It's a habit, actually. It's not a mistake. So I don't regret. I am proud of what I have done. And if you meet some people, some of them will tell you this is the worst leader I've ever met. If you meet other people, they will tell you this is the best leader I've ever met. And the irony is they're both right, because they met me at different stages, at different levels. And all what I can do is become a better version of myself, improve myself, and seek more opportunities to change myself to a better person.
So what bit of advice would you give to someone just starting out?
Never give up.
Never
give up, because it takes small steps to achieve your goals. It takes small steps to go where you want to go. As I said, it takes patience, it takes time, effort, and energy. So whatever you're doing, just keep doing. Never stop. Seek help, seek opportunities. Don't listen to people who are trying to discourage you and put you down, because as a human being, you are the greatest creature God has ever created. So never give up.
Very well said, and it was a pleasure to have you on our program once again.
Thank you,
wishing you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. We're speaking to Mr. Ramadan Ramadan, a motivational speaker and influencer, wishing him all the best of luck in his future endeavors. Right now we're going to move on and take a look at one of the workshops recently held. Let's take a look at this workshop and what took place. Stay tuned.